So Hamsters, I'd like to show you some photos from my youth.
That sounds like fun.
This is a photo of me when I was 1 year old.
Oh, weren't you a cutie?
This is me, age 5, with my dog Midgie. Here's another photo of me taken when I was a youngster in southern Illinois. They called people like me towheads back then.
So, you had hair on your head back then.
Yeah. Anyway, I was living in Europe with my parents in the early 1950s, and this was taken in Holland.
Look, a windmill. Those Dutch had been into wind power for hundreds of years.
We were living in Madrid, and look, this photo was taken when we visited El Alcazar in Segovia.
Amazing! That looks like a very cool castle.
You know that hamsters transport free on Google Earth. Would you guys like to take a trip to Segovia?
What do you say, Hammie? You betcha!
I'll type in Google Earth, then I'll type in destination, Segovia, Spain. Then El Alcazar. Okay, jump in.
Whee! That was sure a fun ride. Let's do some research before we enter El Alcazar. Why do you pronounce it Alcazar when it is spelled A-L-C-A-Z-A-R? In most of Spain, except for the far southern province of Andalusia, you'll hear a soft th sound on the letter Z and on the letter C if it's before the letters E or I. The Alcazar of Segovia is a medieval castle located in the city of Segovia, province of Castile, in the center of the Iberian Peninsula in Spain. It is one of the most distinctive castles in Spain by virtue of its shape, resembling the bow of a ship. The imposing Cathedral of Segovia was built on the highest point of land in the late Gothic style in the 16th century. Its two-tiered arched aqueduct was built by the Romans about 50 AD and is remarkably well preserved. Until recently, it carried water 10 miles to the city. I can't believe it's over 2,000 years old. Let's go check this place out. Now that is a deep pit. No water in the moat. Let's cross the drawbridge and enter the castle. This is the Terrace of the Moors, or Terrazzo de Morros. Nice view, but I bet it's better from higher up. Let's climb to the top of St. John's Tower and see how the view is from there. 152 steps. Arriba! Look how high we are. What a beautiful view of Segovia. Yeah, you can't miss the cathedral, huh? This courtyard is called the Patio de Armas, or Weapons Patio. It was built in the 13th century, but the current courtyard dates from the 16th century. Let's rest on that bench, huh? Sounds good to me. Okay, I'll use Google search to find out more about El Alcazar. From around 700 BCE, Celtic tribes began to migrate to Iberia. They came into contact with the Romans, who ruled the entire peninsula for over 4 centuries until the late 300 AD. They were replaced with various Germanic kingdoms, including the Visigoths, who were in turn replaced by the Islamic Caliphate from what is now Morocco. Didn't Islamic architecture and literature dominate Spanish life for a very long time? Yes, Alcazar in Arabic means palace, and the Moors built many exquisite palaces, including the ones in Sevilla and Cordoba. The Segovia Alcazar was originally built around the 11th century. Forces of the Christian king Alfonso VI recaptured it in 1079. It took hundreds of years until the last Moorish city, Granada, was captured by the forces of King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabella I in 1492. Didn't they fund Columbus for his voyage to find the new route to the Far East? Yeah, and he accidentally discovered America. So Hammie, let's continue our tour of this wonderful castle. Our next destination is the Hall of the Old Palace. Wow, cool suits of armor, huh? The armor is in the German style from the 15th century, but this hall dates back to the reign of Alfonso VIII of Castile in the early 13th century. Before a fire in the 19th century, this was the outside wall of the old castle. I'm going to jump up there and see what's on the other side. Wow, what a beautiful hall. This is Alabaster Hall, sometimes called Galley Hall, and one of the finest in the castle. I know why they call it Galley Hall. The ceiling looks like the hull of a ship. That's very perceptive of you, Hammie. Oh, I read it in the guidebook. Now let's visit the throne room. That is the royal standard of the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella of Castilla. Their marriage in 1469 brought about the unification of Spain. The stained glass window portrays Henry IV of Castile, whose nickname became the Impotent, as he was not a strong ruler. Above us is the beautifully painted and gilded Mudéjar-style ceiling. Let's see what is in the next room. This is the Sala de la Chimenea, or fireplace room. Its furniture is from the 16th century, and in the walls is a portrait of Philip II and another of Philip III. A Flemish tapestry from the 16th century hangs over the fireplace. We're back in Galley Hall. This mural, painted in the 20th century, portrays the coronation of Isabella the Catholic, the Queen of Castile and Leon. The next room is called La Sala de las Piñas. The stained glass window portrays Alfonso VIII, King of Castilla, from 1158 to 1214. He led a coalition that broke the power of the Berber Muslims. The room is named after the curious decorations on the coffered ceiling that has 392 Mozarabic-style pineapples. Let's check out the next room, okay? So this is the royal bedchamber. So that's what a real king bed looks like, huh? Next to the royal bedroom is La Sala de los Reyes, or Hall of the Kings. Sculptures depicting 52 kings of the provinces of Asturias, León, and Castilla. This painting is titled The Conquest of Cadiz by Segovia Regiments. Henry III ruled Castilla in the early 15th century and was called El Doliente, or Sufferer, because of his ill health. The view of the surrounding countryside is outstanding. That Romanesque church is the Iglesia de Veracruz and was founded by the Knights Templar in the 12th century. Is that a portrait of Philip II of Spain? Yes, he ruled Spain in the second half of the 16th century, and his armies conquered the Inca Empire and the Philippines, which was named in his honor. Now we're going to the courtroom. By the way, why is it named that? The courtroom owes its name to the fact that it's surrounded on the walls by a long golden cord. It represents the Franciscan cord, a penance of Alfonso X for his excessive pride. Another amazing ceiling. We will pass through the Queen's dressing chamber on our way to the chapel. This is a good example of azulejos, printed tin glazed tiles. I understand that in the next room is la capilla, or the chapel. Signed by Bartolome Carducho in 1600, this is one of the few artworks that were saved from the fire of 1862. At that time, it was part of the main altarpiece of the chapel. Opposite is another altarpiece with 7 panels of 7 saints. The large center panel, it portrays Santiago's Matamoro, or St. James the Moor Slayer. Awesome! A golden altarpiece with paintings of religious subjects. In the center of the altarpiece is a sculpture of Santa Barbara. And look, another magnificent ceiling. It is a mudéjar ceiling from the end of the 15th century, meaning it was crafted by Muslims who had stayed on after Spain was reconquested. Let's go and see the Patio de Reloj, or courtyard of the clock. Wowee, it's a sundial. This is the armory, or the sala de armas. Look at the cool cannons. So many swords and muskets and crossbows. There is such a variety of suits of armor. Above us is the Tower of Homage. Here is the Terrazzo del Pozo, or well terrace. Water was stored in this cistern in case of a siege. Let's see the view. Beautiful view of the countryside, huh? Down there, a beautiful formal garden of the Almohad or Muslim design. That's an amazing maze, huh, Bellinghamster? Our last attraction to see is the Museum of the Royal College of Artillery. Gee whiz, we could spend days looking at all the neat artifacts. Okay, Hammie, I'll bring up Google Earth. Destination, Bellingham, Washington, United States of America. Hey, anybody home? Hey, Maddie, tell Annie we're back.
Okay, guys. The hamsters are back.
Excellent!